So apparently, Blue Archive community on China went to ruin, and this thread on Reddit is talking all about it. And I'm kind of fucking curious to see what the fuck is happening over here. Let me see. Half a year has passed, and it's time to talk about how Blue Archive CN community went to ruin. Written before everything. This is a lesson. Don't leave the game community to those who don't love the game itself. Even if those people shout out kinds of justice slogans, don't listen to what they say, but watch what they do. Introduction. A group of people who enjoy attacking other games and players dominated the community opinion in order to prevent the victims from fighting back. They have higher and higher requirements for the game they play. They constantly disguise their unreasonable demands as the demands of real players and force the game company to implement them. Otherwise, they will destroy the game community. In the end, when their demands cannot be met, the game community collapses under their attacks, and they move on to the next game and continue to pretend to be victims. I don't think that's true. In a lot of ways. I know that there are people that don't play games and they kind of get mixed up with the community of the game, and they're just trying to act like into their political view, religious view, whatever the fuck it is, right? With their own opinions and manners, and they try to impose that into the community in the game. That being said, I don't feel like it is that much of an organized fucking terrorists on gacha games or whatever the fuck it is, or in gaming in general, right? I know that this happens in every type of media, be it movie, music, gaming, and the gacha games too, anime too. But like, that's too much. After watching one NTR farce after another in the CN game community, I believe everyone will find it puzzling why so many things that are obviously normal are considered NTR in their eyes, and eventually become a huge harm to the game or other players' community. One typical example is the collaboration between Blue Archive and Mahjong Soul. The Chinese community pissed at the user collab, and Chinese Blue Archive players have sent a protest truck protesting against Blue Archive collab with Mahjong Soul. If you guys don't know, this is like a Mahjong game that people kind of get fucked at because they play fucking Mahjong, whatever the fuck it is. Like, they get naked or whatever it is. The Chinese community believes that they get MTR whenever the characters go to Mahjong Soul. I don't know why. Today, we'll take the example of how Blue Archive CN community went to destruction to talk about why so many people finally went out of control and are crazy. As a player, you certainly want your game experience to be as good as possible. To this end, you hope that the game does not ignore the MC and that the game pays attention to the player feedback, and that the game continues to improve its quality. Another player, M, also thinks so, and he tells you that the game should meet the emotional needs of players. However, immediately afterward, you see player M attacking fan creations he doesn't like, insulting artists on X, going to X hentai to attack R18 fan comics, and even going to attack other gamers and players. Only then do you understand that you are different from M. Your fun comes from the game itself and from fan creations. M's pleasures comes from comparison. He likes to attack other games and their players to gain a sense of superiority and satisfy his vanity. We have a chatter that was like this here on the stream. And the game is just a tool for him. He mocked and insulted Girl Frontline players in Girl Frontline 2 drama. What he feared most is that the things he attacked others will happen to him. So on the surface, he has the same demand as you, but in fact, he just wants his weapons to attack others to be sharper. This is why CN community Blue Archive players are furious about the Mahjong Soul collaboration. The bullets they fired while attacking others went around the world and shoot their own hearts. Blue Archive has two main communities in China, one for global servers and one for CN servers. The former is completely controlled by those who seek superiority, and they not only attack other games and players, but also Blue Archive CN players. They pretend to be normal players and hide their evil intentions in order to gain the right to speak in the community. They disguise themselves as victims again and again. At first, they claimed that the CN game companies were invaded by feminists, so the demands of male players could not be responded to. How? They literally don't stop printing Coomer girls in every gacha game. How is this even a valid argument? This is impossible. There's literally one gacha game that it is targeted for girls. All the other girls that play the other gacha games, they are literally minority and they are rarely listened to. And that is actually a problem, in my opinion. But like, how is that? How can that argument stick? How can people believe in this argument that the CN game companies, the CN one, not even the global companies, because if you say that in the AAA market, sure, people will agree with you, right? I'm not discussing if it is right or wrong, but I'll agree that most people will find that to be true in the AAA Western side of the market. Now you're telling me the CN Chinese game companies are being invaded by feminists. The same companies that literally make you be able to date and fuck hundreds of girls, that they are all designed with sexy outfit, basically showing up all their cleavage, if not their sexual organs, and always wearing high heels, and they all love you, and you're telling me that those companies were invaded by feminists. That's a little bit hard to believe. So the demands of male players could not be responded to. They played Blue Archive because Blue Archive is a Korean game, and the gender war in Korea is more serious than it is in CN. Yeah, but it's still not even close to Western gender war. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? In Korea, the girls are just asking to not be fucking publicly raped or sexually assaulted on the streets. It isn't that hard, right? Like, come on, fucking hell. So Korean game manufacturers can understand male players better. Sure, dude. Sure. Then they launched an attack on CN Games, and the two biggest victims were Growth Online 2 and AEL. AEL? What is AEL, chat? Do we know? They totally high? Exactly. Fly so high, yeah. You are confusing Pepe? Feminists defend every girl have power and not sex objects, so have some logic. What? What do you mean, Danny? Azurlane? Oh, yeah, it is Azurlane. Thank you, Satemo. Thank you. Yeah, of course it's Azurlane. Well, with the slogan of opposing the invasion of feminists into the game, they disguised themselves as victims, but ended up attacking the game that the male players like. This inevitably reminds people of how a feminist you are very familiar with called on his own followers to attack an event that benefits female game developers after stirring up an uproar. China only make girls like sex objects. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. How are these games invaded by feminists? How? If those games were invaded by feminists, the girls would actually be proper humans instead of literally just be there to be Coomer bait, right? If feminists defend those games are not good to new minds because girls are not only for sex. Yeah, aren't we saying the same thing? Aren't we saying the same thing? So how would a Chinese gacha company be invaded by feminists whenever all they do is spew games where girls are basically fucking sex toys? Right? Am I wrong here? Aren't we saying the same thing? With the slogan of opposing the inspectional game, they disguise themselves as victims, but ended up attacking the game that male players like. This inevitably reminds people of how a feminist you were very familiar with called on his followers to attack an event that benefits female game developers after stirring up an uproar. Back to the point, they hyped up Girls Frontline 2 NTR rumor at the time. How? Hiding in the carnival crowd and insulting and attacking Girls Frontline 2 players at will. They said that the samurai swords, inflatable swimming rings, starfish and manju, and shipgirl skins, and even the pixels and Shinano racing skins make players cold, which disgusts us lane players. Because feminists don't like those games. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And how are they fighting those games? Tell me. What am I saying wrong here, Danny? I don't get it. NTR by Katana. I gotta understand what the hell they're saying here. What do you mean NTR by Katana? What are they being NTR for? Because of this katana here? What, they're saying that the katana is fucking the girl because of the angle? Like, what's going on? Pepe is saying that the company only makes games to sexualize women. If the feminism doesn't like sexualizing women, there's logic that they will invade it to stop the game. Yeah, but that didn't happen though. Did that happen? Listen, they're not saying that the companies are in the risk of being invaded. They say that the company are already invaded, right? So what he's saying is that those companies are already invaded by feminists, and because of there are feminists inside the games, because there are feminists inside the game developer, they are being NTR'd because those girls believe that the characters shouldn't be a sex toy, and because of that, they're developing romances with those girls and other characters, other male characters, or even an object like a katana, it seems. Right? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, CN and Korean incels? Exactly. Like, how if the game was infested with feminists, as the CN likes to think it is, or those guys try to paint it, right? And I'm not trying to use infested in a bad manner. Sorry, just a bad choice of words. What I'm trying to say is, if the game developer had a bunch of feminists working there, right? The games simply weren't going to be the way that they are right now, right? The girls would actually have nuance, right? They would have emotions, they would have complex thoughts. Not all of them will like the main character, right? It would have a little bit more of interesting things and layers to the girls instead of just, oh, I love the main character so much. He's so cute. Oh, fuck me. I want to marry you. Oh, kawaii. Hey, how are you doing? Hope you're having an amazing day. Yo, Akane-yanma. Thank you so much. Thank you. How are you doing over there? Are you having a good day too? I thought they were invading like the capital of America. No. Yeah, Danny, it's a figurative way of speaking. Yeah. Not like go inside the building, right? It's like trying to fuck with how the game is being developed, right? Yeah. Okay, so they get pleasure from attack. The fucking katana again. I don't get how the fuck. Listen, I'm gonna even translate this image. I know the fucking Yandex doesn't make any fucking sense, but I need to know what is written there. What is their logic for a katana, a fucking sword, an object, NTRing players? Like how? What the fuck's going on with Yandex? Is it dead? Oh no, never mind. Translate. Come on. I'm not a robot. What the fuck are you guys getting attacked by something? I would play a feminist made gacha. I would try it for sure. I would like to see what the hell is going on there. Male, keyboard, letter A. Right? Like, I'm not against trying anything else. Well, it's not English, it's Chinese. And I wanted to actually translate it to English. So how's your stream journey going? It's going pretty well, Akane. How, pretty fucking good. I mean, today's a little bit of a low day, but it usually goes pretty well. White Dragon, Heavy Sakura, severe knife addiction, severe conjoined body with knife. Throughout the article, it feels like the knife is better than the player commander. Important, involving many pages, and even the return of offlines to the Hong Kong community surface. It seems that for this role, there's no commander. No, it's not good to have a knife. So they're basically saying that the girl is masturbating herself with a fucking inflatable katana or a real katana, whatever the fuck it is. And because she's using, figure this, because she's using an object to satisfy her wishes, which is clearly not, right? They think that they're getting NTR'd by the developers. Isn't that insane? Isn't that fucking insane? How long have you been streaming though in general? I mean, depends. I started on COVID. I stopped after like 2-3 months, and I used to stream in Portuguese. Then I started back like 3 months ago, and we're doing like usually gacha streams, but also react, drama, variety, and everything else. And that has been plus 3 months. So I'd say in general like 5 to 6 months maybe. So let's see. They get pleasure from attacking others, but the entire gaming community has to bear the cost as the meanness becomes more and more vicious. Their demand of Blue Archive are getting higher and higher because they use NTR and Yuri fun work on other games to attack others. They also have to prevent NTR and Yuri fanworks from appearing in their own games. Otherwise, the people will easily fight back. You can meet their demands countless times, but as long as they're not satisfied once, they will completely destroy the game community. Finally, the collaboration between Blue Archive and Mahjong Soul is here, and all the evil they have done will come back to them, and the karma will bring them retribution. Their vanity and sense of superiority were shattered. They were angry and left 100,000 comments on Bilibili, but it didn't work. As arrogant as before, they reported Blue Archive CN servers to threaten Nexon to cancel the collaboration. The Blue Archive CN server community completely separated from them. They put a truck in front of Nexon to protest the Yostar collaboration. They searched for an emoji, I guess, in the Blue Archive and uses as an evidence that Nexon was invaded by feminists, calling on Japanese and Korean players to attack Nexon together. However, their attempts were ignored by Japanese and Korean players, so they cursed Korean as cuckolds. That's insane. Everyone's laughing at that. They just did in Girl Frontline 2 drama. In fact, if they just admit that the rumors about Girl Frontline 2 are all false, the bullet that now bypasses the entire Earth will not pierce their hearts, but they can't do it. If they admit it, wouldn't they be complete clowns? Wouldn't their attack on other games and fan creations be meaningless? They play games to gain a sense of superiority and satisfy their vanity, so they can only win and not lose. So they can only repeat 1,000 times and 10,000 times that they are cuckolded and they are victims, so they go crazy and destroyed. They shouted about how much they invested in this game, but they were deceived. Then they turned around and started to insult the game characters as prostitutes, bitches, sluts, and schoolgirls with smelly and blacky crotches. What the fuck? That's insane. They believe the rumors spread by extreme Arknight fans about Azur Lane players, saying all Azur Lane players forwarded the posts many times and then reported them, thus deleting the posts on the forum at will. So they forwarded the post at the community manager of Yostar Next Game hundreds of millions of times and reported it, but it was useless. They continued to attack the artists of their fan works, venting their anger at will. It just commies two cute girls hugging cute doggos. CN players, no, why they hugging dog? It's so wrong. Yeah, people think they're getting cucked by a fucking dog. Imagine that. Imagine that, dude. You guys need to chill. I don't know why the people are so angry. Someone commissioned me to draw this. Also, my main account got banned, so I'm posting here. Well, back to Noah posting as usual. In the end, most of them go to play the next game and repeatable process in the next game. Grind that they are victims, grind that they are normal players, and everyone else is cuckold. The cycle continue like this, and they continue to destroy games and gaming communities. Maybe when they are older, seeing the mahjong on the table will trigger PTSD and make them break out in cold sweats. Lamau. So, in general, this is fucking crazy, dude. If you tell me that this is a green text fan fiction, I would 100% believe it. But how crazy, after being in the gacha space, back into the gacha space, for what, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever the fuck it is, I get how insane a lot of players are, especially the incels one in China. And that goes for all types of extremes, right? Into the anti-NTR community, into the waifu incel community, right? It is insane what those people are willing to do for the game. Like, how much they love these characters and they just want to be their own fucking personal waifu, right? And that they can't talk, see, or have interactions with any other man, or even a fucking katana or a fucking dog is fucking disgusting. Like, how much of an incel do you have to be to think those things actually hurt not only your headcanon that these girls are married to you, but like their purity or whatever the fuck do you think it's right or wrong or fair? Like, what? How crazy does the China community have to be to even give, like, to even listen to those people who even give them the light of day, right? Like, I'm gonna be honest here. If someone like this appeared on the West, right, and started to tweet and talk shit like this, like on YouTube and Twitter, that person would have been made a joke day one. Like, no one would care about this. Can we be honest here? Like, who the fuck will read shit like this, right? And like think, oh, you know what? He's actually right. Like, I'm married to Jane. I love Jane. And I think the scissors that she uses on her hand is actually a sign that she's a lesbian because she's scissoring other women, right? So Hoyo is trying to actually say that she's a Yuri and she doesn't like a man, and because of that, I'm being NTR. So cancel Hoyo. Like, what? Isn't it already bad enough that we have to deal with crazy headcanons here in the West too? But like these ones that actually ruin a community, like to the level that people want to stop playing the game, this is fucking insane. Because, for example, we have a lot of problem with that on the Hoyo community here in the West, right? I've talked about this on the Caesar stuff. I talked about this on the Firefly stuff, and some other times as well. And listen, it is bad too, but it never got this bad. Like people hiring trucks to do a fucking protests, publicly trying to divide and destroy the community of the game. This is the next level weirdo behavior, dude. He really is like insane, dude. I don't. How can you guys even accept these people? Like, how did you guys not read their message, like their first message, and just go like, yeah, you're a dumbass. Get out of here. We're just gonna laugh of you. Like, if you ever do a post here again, we're just gonna laugh our ass out of you, and that's it, right? How did this grow into this size, into the size that they actually were able to destroy communities? I don't get it. Because again, this shit happens in the West. Whenever it happens, we just left our ass out of them, and then they lose all of their power, right? All of their pull, all of their influence. So like, how does that happen in China? I don't really fucking get it. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, huh? Hopefully, I'll see more stories of these so we can read about them, right, and learn the lore. I love to see stuff like this.